Hi, my name is Nicoly.
Hi, my name is Poppa.
My name is Emelyn.
And welcome to the Dope Student Podcast. What's your name and profession?
Hi, my name is Anissa Taylor, and I'm a real estate investor and real estate developer.
Okay, Ms. Taylor, so today we're going to be asking some questions. So can you tell us about your journey to become a general contractor/builder? What inspired you to pursue this career path?
So actually, my journey started off not even in real estate. I was actually a school behavioral therapist for the school district for 15 years. During COVID, I decided to take some real estate classes, learned investments, and then after that, I took some classes where I learned home remodeling. I decided to get into real estate. One reason why is because I wanted to clean up the blight in my community. I'm from North Philadelphia. So it was really important for me to be intentional in cleaning up the blight, but also providing affordable housing to single moms and their families. It's been a great journey, actually. I like to say that it brings me a lot of purpose, but most importantly, to see families who are low income, who sometimes can't afford really nice homes, get a chance to have a nice home that's usually fully remodeled. It brings me a lot of happiness doing that.
What are the key responsibilities and tasks that you handle as a general contractor or builder?
So one of the things that I handle is, for one, I oversee all the contractors that work on the rehabs, whether they're electricians, the plumbers, HVAC. I work with architects in doing building plans. I work with lenders to be able to fund the projects, which is usually one of the biggest parts of rehabbing. Throughout the week, I usually do 2 to 3 walkthroughs just to make sure that everybody's in compliance and following safety protocols as they're doing the rehab projects. And then on a weekly basis, I also just work with the contractors and just making sure that we're staying on task and staying on our timeline.
How do you approach project planning and organization? Can you walk us through the process of managing a construction project from start to finish?
Yes. So like I said, first, if I had to go from the very beginning, you're looking for a home. You're looking for a home that you want to fully rehab. That is one of my main focuses. I tend not to buy houses that I can't rehab, because when you go into a home that's pretty much been rehabbed, you don't know what's behind the walls. And as you guys know, it's important to have good electrical systems, good plumbing systems. So first is about purchasing a home. Then I start working with architects to make sure that we're going to get really good floor plans, along with, having my contractors already. I'm allocating different jobs and responsibilities to each one according to their skill set. Once again, there are weekly walkthroughs, there's protocols and safety compliances that we need to follow. And then as time goes along, we start going into the actual phases of putting in your appliances, your flooring, your subway tiles. And then eventually we get to the phase of finding a tenant to come and move in.
As a female general contractor/builder, have you ever faced any unique challenges or obstacles in your construction industry? How did you overcome them?
Yes. Sometimes it's, challenging when you are talking to male contractors in this industry. I feel like sometimes it's a male's world when you are doing things such as construction, and you have to, talk about different phases of construction. And a lot of times, when you're new, like myself, you don't know all the lingo and language to it. So you have to learn how to fit in where you're at. And the one thing I would tell any woman who is getting into construction is that, don't be afraid to ask questions, but, stand your ground, let them know that you're here. And really just become a team. Like, don't look at it as a separation, male versus female, but the overall goal is getting a house built.
What skills and qualities do you believe are essential for success in this profession? Are there any specific skills that you have found particularly valuable in your work?
I think one of the most important skill sets is definitely organizational skills, leadership skills, because you are leading a team of other people. I think the most important thing is communication skills, because when you're working on projects with so many different people, communication is key, because, I might have HVAC here, plumbing here, electrical here, and I have to make sure that I'm communicating with all of them on a daily basis, depending on if they're coming in a project at the same time, but really making sure that everybody understands the real goal that we're trying to achieve. And the other side to communication isn't just verbal, but it's also your floor plans. You need to make sure that people can not only read the floor plans, but understand them enough to implement them so we once again get to the finished goal.
Can you share an example of a particularly challenging project you've worked on and how you navigated through the difficulties? What did you learn from the experience?
So I'm currently one of the most challenging projects to date. I'm doing an addition. So I bought a property. It was zoned an RM1, which means that I was able to legally convert it into a triplex. And so it was a single-family home in the Strawberry Mansion area, but we were able to go down 10 feet and go back 25 feet to build up that third story to make it a triplex. And the most challenging thing was, believe it or not, neighbors, because I'm actually the first to do this on this street. So a lot of it was just, neighbors not really being compliant with us and, rather it's moving the car, rather it's, just, giving us the space to work within. So that right there was probably one of the most challenging. Most people would think it would be the actual building itself, but it was actually just working and navigating with the community.
In your experiences, what are some of the most common misconceptions or stereotypes about women in the construction industry, and how do you counter them?
I think one of the most stereotypes that we have as women is just that it's a man's world, that it's a man's field, that only men build. And I fight it by just doing it. I fight it by coming here and, just inspiring you young ladies that are here that you go for what you want, and you don't let someone tell you because of your gender that you can't do it or that you're not supposed to do it. So, I put on my hard hat some days, my work boots, and I get in there and I get dirty.
How do you ensure effective communication and collaboration with clients, subcontractors, and other team members throughout the project? Are there any strategies or tools that you found helpful?
So we use a project charter. We use software, Monday.com. And all of those are different ways where we have things written, and then we send it out to subcontractors and clients. So that way it's not just a verbal form of communication. They can actually see it. And with these tasks, they can see what day we're working on what task. They can also see who's responsible for what project we're working on, what time they should be coming in, what day we should be coming in. That's the most effective when I can send it out the week prior so everyone's prepared, not last minute, but they have time to prepare, time to make adjustments if we have to. So I don't just do the verbal communication. I actually like to have a lot of written communication.
What safety protocols and measures do you prioritize on construction sites, and how do you ensure compliance with industry standards?
So, of course, all contractors, myself, anyone that's on site must have their PPE, hardware, footwear, eyewear, if we're using safety belts, anything of this sort, we have to be in full compliance of the OSHA requirements. One of the things that I do is if I'm not on site all day, every day, I'll definitely, just make pop-up visits just to make sure that everyone is staying in compliance. I usually assign someone who's usually our construction property manager to also be that foreperson that's going to be on the site overseeing those compliances.
What advice would you give young students who are interested in pursuing a career in construction or becoming a general contractor or builder?
Do it. Now, I think the most important thing is you have to know what your tolerance level is. This isn't a job for everyone. I think that there is a place for everyone in it. So whether you're a person who wants to oversee a project or actually get in there and do the work, which is, if you want to be in electrical, plumbing, HVAC, masonry, whatever. But if you want to go into general contracting and you're overseeing projects, I definitely think that you want to make sure that you do get your leadership skills up, because you're definitely going to be leading a team that's building a house that someone's living in. Your communication skills, because it's very important that, you are able to communicate with people. The other thing I would suggest is that even if you don't know, it's just what you have an opportunity to do here. You get a chance to try something. And that is the best thing, is when you get a chance to try something, it kind of allows you to say, yes, this is for me, this is not for me.
So do you have any social media where anyone can reach you out from?
So yes, we are on Facebook, Building for Good. So that's building with the number 4 good. That's where you can find some of the pictures of our projects, upcoming projects, great information on real estate, how to be a real estate investor. So Building for Good is our Facebook page. If you need to get in contact with us, then it's info@buildingforgood.com.
Thank you for watching another episode on the Dope Student Podcast. Bye.